Ian Laperriere, one of the most inspirational,
Ian Laperriere!
most feared, most lovable people you'll ever meet. A professional hockey player by day, but a full-time father by heart.
Hockey is my passion, and my kids, my family is my life. You know, hockey is going to be there for a little bit longer, but my kids and wife are going to be there forever. And you know, when you're 20, you don't think like that, but when you're my age, you know, you get a family, 2 beautiful boys and a beautiful wife. That's the way you make that switch. You think differently.
As his mother, what kind of kid was he?
He was a good kid. No trouble. He always played a sport. So, you know, he had like a structure. I think it's good for and he was a good kid. And when he started to play hockey, Pee-wee maybe, we didn't have to tell him to go to bed because he had the game the next day. He did that all the time. No trouble with Ian.
What kind of kid do you think you were?
I think I was a pretty good kid. You know, I always hyper, good energy, but nothing, never got in trouble. You know, it was, doesn't matter in my teen years, like when I was 15, 16, 17, I didn't go out or anything like that. I was so focused on hockey, and I think that's one of those, like, that's why I'm here today, because I had one goal, and it's to play in the NHL, and I told one of my teacher who, you know, I was, you know, I know it's going to surprise you, but I used to talk a lot in class, and yeah, I know it surprised you, but in French people understand me. But I do that, and at one point the teacher she had enough, and she goes like, you know what, you better straight up, because you know you'll never do anything with your life. What do you think you're gonna do? And I was like, maybe I was 13, 14 years old. I'm saying, I'll play in the NHL. That's what I'm gonna do. And she almost started laughing. And it's funny because maybe you go 10 years ago. I met one of my classmates who brought that story back to me. He's like, you told that teacher and you made it. I know it was kind of, you know, I didn't know for sure I was going to make it, but I knew I was going to put all the effort to make it.
Your parents, Michelle and Francine, how much of what they've taught you, how they raised you, do you translate into being a father?
Oh, for sure, for sure. My dad was, you know, the best dad I could have wished for, you know, and unfortunately, he left really early. He was 55, and you know it's been 5 years now, and we still struggle with that. He was a big part of our family, and you know, if I can be half of what my dad was to me, I'm going to be a hell of a dad.
What kind of father is Ian? I mean, in your eyes. I mean, are you proud of Andy?
Oh yes, of course I'm proud. It's like you always wanted to be like his father, and he is.
Everything he did for us, me and my sister, you know, like, you know, just doing more, you know, to make sure I get, especially in hockey, I had always the best equipment. I had everything. I didn't have any excuse, you know. I had everything, and he's great to me. And he never, same with my mom. They never really pushed me. They never forced me to do anything. They just suggest me, you know, like if you want to, you know, keep up with the other guys, you know, you can do extra, you know, go to the gym, run, and stuff like that. They never said go to the gym or stuff like that. And I think it's the best thing there. I never got tired of hockey because they never forced me. They just suggest in a nice way, in a good way, and that's why I'm gonna, you know, that's what I do with my kids. You know, my 6-year-old didn't want to skate last year. He would sit on the bench after practice, and I didn't mind him. Like, go sit. And this year he can get enough of hockey. You know, that's all he does. He goes downstairs and play hockey with his brother, and goes to practice, and just have that big smile on his face that I want to see as a parent. You know.
It's pretty well known that your most memorable moment off the ice is when you met your wife.
Yeah.
And you guys have been together a long time. This is not like you guys just met. I mean, you guys have known each other since 15, 16 years old.
It's been 18 years now that we've been together, and I mean, you know, she's the, you know, woman of my life. You know, I don't see myself with anybody else, and you know, and it's I'm not perfect, but we complete each other perfectly, you know, and she's great. I mean, still today I'm in love with her, and you talk to me in 18 years and I'm going to be in love with her, and I know that. And it's great. I was fortunate enough to find my soulmate, you know, at a young age, you know, and 18 years later, we're still going strong, I guess.
2 kids, Ian. You know,
Yeah.
you have 2 beautiful children. How are they different for you?
They're different. Are you kidding me? They're different.
I mean, there's one like you and one...
Yeah, there's one like me who's got the Laperriere size. Tristan's like, he's built like my dad, like big guy, and he's gonna be a big guy. And the other guys, he's got my mom energy. He's like hyper, can sit still for 2 minutes, and that's more my side. You know, Tristan's got the size of the Laperrieres, but he's got the you know, the brain of the Roy, which is my wife. You know, he reads books, he wants to learn, he asks questions all the time, and the other guy can't stand still. Zach's all over the place, and he's moving, and he just can't play with one thing, you know, more than 2 minutes, and it's great. They're totally different. It's weird because they're coming from the same parents, like I think, you know, unless my wife wants to tell me something, but they're great kids though.
Coming up next, out of the house and into the rink. Ian's story and his life in the NHL. Next on One on One. One on One is brought to you by Waste Management. Think green. Think Waste Management.